Good morning. This is All India Radio Kohima. The morning news are read by Jonas Yantan. Nagaland Health and Family Welfare Department has clarified that 4 new COVID-19 positive cases was recorded yesterday and not 5 as stated earlier. The department said that samples of one case was collected twice on 30th and 31st of last month, thereby resulting in duplication of one case. Hence, the department clarified that the total positive cases stands at 122 and not 123 till 3:30 p.m. yesterday. Meanwhile, Principal Secretary Home Abhijit Sinha informed that the total active case stands at 114. He said all the positive persons are receiving medical care at the designated COVID-19 hospitals. He said there are 114 asymptomatic cases and 8 have recovered after treatment from the COVID hospital. Sinha said a total of 5,367 persons are presently at facility quarantine and 7,855 persons are under home quarantine. Nagaland Rural Development Minister said Minister and in charge of COVID-19 Mukukchung, Mitsubu Jamir held a review meeting with District Task Force COVID-19 Mukukchung yesterday. Addressing the meeting, Mitsubu called upon those returnees who are in quarantine centers to follow the directives of the authorities and maintain proper discipline. He said the people of Mukukchung are lucky to be in the green zone till date. He said all villages in the district have the facility of quarantine center through the initiatives of the Department of Rural Development. The minister also visited medical sub-centers in and around Mukukchung town. 2 TrueNat machines provided by the Department of Health and Family Welfare and one which was donated by Leader of Opposition T.R. Zeliang were installed at CHC Jaluki yesterday. In Zonoputo, a TrueNat machine was installed on Sunday. An official bulletin said the testing of samples in Zonoputo will begin from today. Kohima District Task Force on COVID-19 yesterday held an emergency meeting to discuss the revised Standard Operating Procedure (SOP) for the returnees to be released from institutional quarantine for home quarantine. Apprising members on the revised SOP, Deputy Commissioner and Chairman of the District Task Force, Gregory Tajabele, said clearance for release from institutional quarantine has to be given by the medical team at the quarantine centers. Thereafter, it will be considered and recommended by the DDF and sent to the Chief Secretary for obtaining his concurrence. He said that after receiving the concurrence of the Chief Secretary, the DC will issue the approval letter for releasing the returnees for undergoing home quarantine. In this connection, the DETF decided to strictly follow the protocols of the revised SOP. Mon Deputy Commissioner Tavasilanke has imposed total lockdown in Dizit subdivision today in view of the impending arrival of the stranded persons from different parts of the country. The DC notified that movement of public is strictly prohibited except on medical emergencies. All shops except pharmacies will remain closed. The notification said movement of private vehicles is strictly prohibited. However, all central and state government offices are exempted from the purview of the lockdown. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh yesterday held a meeting with 3 service chiefs and Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat. The meeting took place in New Delhi. It came days after the top India-China military commanders meeting where they agreed to peacefully resolve the situation in the border areas in accordance with various bilateral agreements. Altogether, 1,348 returnees from various parts of the country are under mandatory quarantine in 5 different government institutional quarantine centers under Kohima district as of yesterday. 868 returnees are at K. Batze Quarantine Center, 394 returnees at Merima Quarantine Center, 51 returnees at JNV Quarantine Center, and 7 at ATI Quarantine Center. Moreover, 5 returnees are presently in paid quarantine facility and 23 persons are under observation at the IG Stadium, Kohima. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.